Hello and welcome to this Ayni Secrets video where I'll be showing you how to make crunchy teeth-breaking Florentines. Okay, so in your bowl you want your 50 grams of mixed fruits, dried fruits, nuts, seeds, whatever you're using. In a pan, your butter and your sugar and a teaspoonful of honey, or you can use maple syrup. Make everything, fit in with your dietary requirements. Melt it all down, and once that's all melted, you're just going to bring it up to the boil and immediately take it off the heat. Once you've done that, it's time to add in all of your mixed fruit, nuts, seeds, whatever. Give it a really good mix in so that everything's nice and coated, and then you're going to add in a teaspoon of coconut milk, or you can use evaporated milk. Again, just adjust for your own personal preferences, and then a nice big teaspoon of plain flour. This is a gluten-free one, it works absolutely fine. Please do excuse the state of my moles. I've put a teaspoonful in here of the mixture. I would use less. As you can see, this has been in the oven for about 8 minutes at 170 and it bubbles like crazy, and then when they're cooled, as you can see, they're incredibly thick. You want them to be thinner than that, so I would use maybe half a teaspoon depending on the size of mold that you're using. If you don't use a mold, it will spread everywhere in the oven and just make a jolly big mess, so I suggest using some kind of circular mold. Okay, so then you've got your melted chocolate. This is probably really too runny. I would leave it to set a bit more before using it, but I just experimented. So you can dip the chocolate, you can do it at the flat side or you can do it the lumpy side, it's entirely up to you. And then just pop it down onto the baking paper as you did for the biscuits when I showed you how to dip biscuits the other day. This is I think it's acrylic mold, but it's more of a sheet that gives a pattern, and I'm going to be using that in a minute. So again, dipping the chocolate and popping it down, shaking it off, getting as much excess chocolate off as you possibly can. You can wriggle it around on the paper. I think I'm double dipping this one here. I can't remember what I've done. So you can see the chocolate's much thicker. Okay, so we've double dipped it and popping it down on the pattern sheet. So you just put it straight down and give it a little twist and a push, and then you just leave it to cool. I've put it on the marble slab here because it's a bit cooler and it will set quicker. This is a double dipped one. Okay, this one is an absolute disaster. No, it's not this one, it's the next one. Oh my goodness. Okay, comedy of errors here. Right, is it this one? As you can see, you've got the flat side and the lumpy side, and it really doesn't matter which one you do. Okay, so we're dipping, we're twirling it around, we're getting as much chocolate on it as we can and giving it a good shake, and then we're pressing it down onto the sheet, the pattern sheet, or you can, if you don't have a pattern sheet, it's fine on the baking paper. And this is the double dipped one finally, and this one isn't a mess. Okay, so I dipped it once and then I'm dipping it again, and you can use a fork to make a pattern. As you can see, this is not my strong point and it looks an absolute disaster. I'm sure you'll be able to make them much more beautiful. I covered it up with some grated white chocolate. Now when this is set, you can just kind of see there that you can see it coming away from the sheet. Yeah, it just really slowly and carefully, and that's the pattern. Obviously you could place it much better, or you could get a nicer pattern, whatever, but they're quite shiny and attractive. So you can find those in baking shops and probably online as well. And yeah, that's it. But as I say, I would make them thinner than the ones that I've done, otherwise people will break their teeth. So have fun.